Hello, CSP Hot Hands fans. Brett here. My book, How to Lead What You Should Have Learned in Business School, is officially available for purchase. Those of you who act quickly can get access to the launch price of under $10. If you wait too long, though, and it goes up, I would hate that. Just like you hate it when your customers wait until after the yearly price increase in February to pull the trigger. You can buy it right now at brettleads.com. All I ask is that if you love it, give it a 5-star review after you read it. I've taken my 17 years in the business and broken them into bite-sized snippets. Almost every story and lesson that I share is from my time at Cutco. Whether you're a Hall of Fame CSP, new events team member, or you're a manager, I think you're going to love it. To grab your copy, just go to brettleads.com. That's BRETTLEADS.com. Either way, thanks for being here. Let's start the show. Thanks for joining us on the CSP Hot Hands 15 Minutes of Flames edition of the podcast. My name is Brett Wiggins, and I get to serve as your host. We know sometimes you don't have a full hour to soak in every moment from our 60 minutes of fire. So we've created a condensed version of highlights for each episode for you to be able to enjoy. Your 15 minutes of flames begin now. Let's do it. You're kind of known for your ability, at least when I ask my team, for your ability to handle objections at the booth well.
Yeah.
And when we're at a show and it's not abnormal for a customer to say, I'll think about it, or I'll walk around a bit, I'll come back. And I was talking to Matt Foss. We had him on the podcast last week. And one thing we got into is, hey, how you handle objections looks different in every part of the country as well. In one part, they might be overly nice and not willing to be direct. And in some parts of the country, they're very, very direct. So keep, if you're listening, take this with a grain of salt, but how do you navigate that, right, Pat? What goes into that thought process for you?
So let me just throw it out. I think I've been really on point the last 6 months. I've been listening to non-Cutco training stuff on YouTube, free stuff.
A lot of great stuff out there.
Yeah, they're really, and here's where a couple of things, is two things I've done specifically to of course, you always want to avoid objections handled when they come up, but afterwards. Number one is digging more into pain points. I'm not afraid to ask the customers, how are your knives at home? And if they're okay. And I just might ask, well, do you want a new set of knives? Could you just sharpen yours up? I mean, what are we talking about? To sort of make them justify to me why they would want to spend a lot of money on good knives.
Yep.
Because some customers are like, well, they're okay. And I was like, I'll show you these. I mean, do you want a new set of knives? So that's just sort of,
you're getting that permission. Like, hey, you're getting their permission and their idea. Yeah.
Yeah. Their permission and justifying to go back to, okay, well, you told me your knives were bad too. So it's like a push away sale. Because like I can sit here and pitch you this 2,000 set of knives. I can tell you all day why you want it. You tell me, why would you want it? So I'm okay to not do it every time, but throw it out there too. And then secondly, here's the biggest thing that's made the hugest difference really is we've all learned the yellow pad closed when they're going to walk away, going to think about it. Sure, let me write it down. Scale of 1 to 10. What would you say your chance to come back? And Jason Jeffrey taught that so well almost a decade ago. But there's an extra step in there that keeps us from being pitchy and argumentative. Is, we write down on the yellow pad, okay, so you wanted this set, this color, you do the payments. Okay, and just, if you don't mind me asking, scale of 1 to 10, what are your chances of coming back, to buy your set? Oh, a 7 or an 8. Either, and I haven't figured out the best time, but before or after I ask that 1 to 10 question, I just say, okay, well, whenever you do come back, you may have a question or two, and there's some things to think about. So if you don't mind me asking, before I let you go, like, what's going through your head about this set? What are you thinking? Because that's when they open up to what the real objection is, okay? At that point, you've written it down, you've given them your phone number on the yellow pad. Here, they think they're off the hook. The sales pitch is over. They can go and think about it. Pressure is off. So once you hand that paper, wait, before you go, I know you'll probably come back here. There's some things going through your head. What's going through your head about that set? Now they're defensive down. You're not the salesperson, and then they will open up. And that could be many different things. Is it price? Is it, I just don't know if you need that set. Is it, I did that thing with the cookware set. These people didn't even know Cutco. They were actually like the ideal cookware customer. They were had been shopping for good cookware, and they did that whole process. And I just asked them, they're like, "Well, think about it." They loved it. Oh, we get the quality. And I said, "Well, before you go, just what's going through your head about this set?" Okay. And what they told me was, well, we looked at, I don't know, maybe it was all clad or something. It's like, honestly, this is like $1,000 more than some of the cookware we were looking at. And they were looking at good quality cookware, not cheapo stuff. And so what I was able to do is, oh, okay, so you've shopped around for other stuff. That's more expensive. So what did I do? I spent just a minute or two to rebuild all the value points of Cutco. He had hinted at that griddle, right? And so I gave him a free griddle and they closed it. But here's the deal. If I hadn't taken that step to find out, oh, okay, it's just more expensive than other cookware. If I would have just jumped right into the, okay, scale of 1 to 10, what are you? You're a 7. Okay, boom. Well, if I could get you to a 9, would you consider it now? Okay, boom. Hey, I tell you what, you want cookware? I'll give you the griddle for free. All I would have been doing is vomiting deals at them without being sensitive and understanding what their true concern was. And I guarantee you, they would have said, well, okay, we'll think about it. Why? Because they were still thinking this is $1,000 more than this other set we're shopping for.
It reminds me of Seth Kinzer. He blew my mind. He said it's not the deal, it's how they feel about the deal. We've got a couple people on our team that they will do really, really well at traditional events, but consistently year after year struggle once we get to mall season. What are immediate thoughts that you have on like what could be causing that for a rep?
Gotcha. Several things I'm going to say. First off, well, for very basic level, booth location at a mall. First and foremost, beyond sales skills, all that too. Look, what are the 3 rules of real estate? It's the exact same at your booth, period. Okay, I mean, if you're not in the prime location, forget about it. Okay, we've moved. I was at a mall this year that moved like literally 40 feet, got behind something, got kind of stuck by an elevator, dead as Julius Caesar. Oh. So if anyone's struggling, the number one thing I'll say is check out your booth location.
I love that answer because I think so many times the field hears, well, do you know your script? And they feel attacked where it's like, well, maybe you're setting yourself up for success. What are some common mistakes you feel like coordinators and teams make that can ruin a mall's success that is on us?
Okay. Yeah. I'll tell you what that is. Number one, stretching your people too thin. If you're stressing out about booking all the days, dumping in people, or oh crap, don't stress yourself over not having days filled. Okay, I would say that's the number one thing. Don't stretch yourself too thin. Now, on the flip side of that, fortunately, malls are different than they were 15 years ago. A lot of malls, if you can't staff every day, they don't care. Okay.
Yeah. Hey, as long as somebody's there paying for,
they're happy.
Yeah.
They're happy. So don't spread yourself too thin. And then when we talk about, you've got to have. So that's one thing. Another mistake is you want to have a true, what I call a mall hero, who's going to dedicate 10, 15, maybe the whole 30 days to be their majority and make it their own. Dante Reynolds says you built your mall as your fort. You dedicate 2 or 3 years, plant your flag, your past customer back, and it makes great too. If you get too much of, and this is even with CSPs, a couple people here this day, then that day, and that day, and you don't have anyone working consistently day in, day out, at least one person consistent, that really, really hurts it. Okay.
It's not conquer with the whole team. Each one has to have one person where it's like their ownership over that mall for that season. Is it? What are the biggest, like some life and business lessons you've learned working in that organization with all those great people that are a part of it?
Wow. Well, I've never been, and all these I've never been asked that too. Life lessons and business lessons. I would say,
too, shout out Josh Mueller was like, this is his question that he really wanted for you to be able to answer.
I mean, here's the deal. You got to treat people like people and not just CPO numbers. I mean, the number one reason I've stuck around Cutco for so long is the people. And Stacy Campbell's the best manager in the business, DVM.
No offense taken, by the way. No offense.
No, I mean, like, good people that truly care about their people. So I think that's the lesson is, I get so mad when these high-tech companies or even what's going on in the federal government right now. Sometimes people have to lose their jobs. I get it.
Yep.
But you're going to tell somebody just because they're locked out of their email tomorrow morning. People have families and kids. And Cutco would never treat anybody that way. Stacy Campbell, Josh Mueller, nobody's perfect. So knowing that the people I work with have a true interest in how I'm doing, how my family's doing, that's one of the number one things that keeps me around.
Love it.
I think so. That's so individually. There's your family, your kids have to be your top priority. Now, I miss things and travel and can't be there for everything. That's true. So knowing that uh, there's not just the pressure to produce CPO numbers, but there's concern there too. I think business wise is, your thrilled customers become your raving fans. And, Rulin talked about this and Josh a lot too, is service, 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 go above and beyond when there's a mistake or something's messed up. Because when I've talked to a lot of people in other sales jobs, and I've been approached for other sales jobs, look for other sales jobs, people leave our company. The one thing that I hear over and over again from anyone who has sold anything, beyond Cutco and left, whether they came back or not, is you never get that experience, that excited, joyful experience with your customers at the booth when people come by. Oh, we've had it for 30 years, 40 years. Oh, Patton's the best. Oh, Josh Sharpers our eyes for us. Oh, you got to buy it. Nobody does that with their SaaS software. Nobody does that with their Windows. Nobody does that with their construction equipment. So the fact that we have so many raving fan customers that come up to the booth and they hug you and you show them pictures of your kids, that experience is unmatched.
Working with Trent Booth and the Veritas Leadership Group over the last decade has unlocked things within me that I never knew existed until they were coached out of me. If you're listening and you feel stuck or like you have another gear that you're having a hard time getting to, Trent's offering a free intro call to any of our listeners. I love Veritas because it's an amazing combo of mentoring and coaching. I get what I need when I need it most. It's also a flat monthly rate, which is awesome for anyone looking to give it a shot with no contract and no long-term commitment. Schedule a call with Trent today by going to linktree/CSP60. That's linktr.ee/CSP60. That's linktree/CSP60 with a dot before the two E's. Thanks for listening. And for some of you watching, I want to remind you that all resources from today can be found at linktree/CSP60. That's linktr.ee/CSP60. That's linktree/CSP60 with a dot before the EE. If you want to be a member of our live Zoom audience for one of our upcoming shows, email bwiggins@vectormarketing.com. That's BWIGGINS @vectormarketing.com. If you loved what you heard today, I'd be honored if you followed, subscribed, or even rated us on whatever platform you use to find your 60 minutes of fire. We'll see you next time. If you're still tracking and categorizing all your own expenses, I have a message from your CPA. Stop. If you're listening to this podcast, chances are your goals include growing your sales. And one way to do that is delegating admin responsibilities by trading time for money. Rising Stock and MyBooks.pro is exactly what you need. Rising Stock is an all-encompassing financial tracking and coaching program, where MyBooks.pro is exactly what it sounds like. They just do your books. You can choose to just have them track your expenses or take advantage of everything they have to offer. Do your business and your CPA a favor by scheduling a free intro call today at linktree/CSP60. That's linktr.ee/CSP60. That's linktree/CSP60 with a dot before the two E's.